Hello, hello. Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. You guys are able to listen me properly and there's no issues with the audio or the video. Please let me know. Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Webby, I'm very sorry to tell you, not the last day. Since a lot of days are still remaining. We have just started out with the project and the project is going to take up some time for us to complete, right? So a lot of days are still pending, but nevertheless, yes, we are in the right direction. We have started with the project. Okay, so yesterday guys, very little coding that we had done, but were you able to understand the code that we had done yesterday? Please let me know. Were you guys able to understand the code that we had done yesterday, guys? Please let me know. Yes. Okay, great. So today we'll continue our code, guys. Yesterday we were doing the analyze board function, which basically analyze the board and let us know that who has won at some particular point of time. So we'll continue from right over there. We'll try to complete the coding of analyze board and some other functions today. It's going to be super simple, super easy, guys. Nothing too complicated about it. Shall we start the today's class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start the today's class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start the today's class, guys? Please let me know. Okay, great. So let me just open up the code. I don't remember where we were coding. I guess it was on my other profile itself. So open that up. Oops, so it was on my other profile. Open up collab. I will put up your chat on my screen, guys. Chat, left hand side, right hand side. Okay, again, reminding you guys, today is not the last day, guys. We still have a lot of days pending. Okay, because we have to complete the project as well. We have just started out with the project. Okay, so we have to complete a lot. Okay, can you please explain the list named as board, like why we kept zeros in it? Nobody cares. I think so. I've explained it yesterday as well. Why there are zeros in the board, right? Because zero represents blank spaces within our board. That is the cross and zero board, which we have numerically represented as a list. And that is the reason why today we need to use one. Okay, this is the complete code. We don't require the complete code. We require the project itself. Where's the project? We were working upon it yesterday, if I'm not wrong. Were we using some other profile of ours to... I think so. We were using some other profile, not this one, I guess. Let me just check, guys, where we were writing code yesterday. I forgot about it. So many different profiles are there that sometimes even I forget where we have kept our code at some particular point of time. Let me just check it once. Okay, was it here? Yeah, so this was the coding that we had done yesterday. Okay, great. Just put it on the right hand side, this on the left hand side. Okay. Okay, so let's continue from right over there. Let me just open up Paint. Where's the pen? Okay. So let's start by understanding. If you guys remember from yesterday, this is our board, right? This is our board right over here. And within our board, to win at any particular point of time, either all the rows should be the same, right? It shouldn't be zeros. Please do understand. It should either be X's or it should be O's, right? It shouldn't be empty. First of all, you need to remember that. For somebody to win, the particular place should not be empty. It should either have X or O. And within that as well, guys, first, either all the rows should be the same. If the rows are same, guys, what will be the indexes of these rows? Could you guys please let me know? If I want to see that, okay, these are the different positions. The first row, if I'm talking about, what will be the indexes according to our list? According to our board list, if I want to represent these particular places numerically, what will be the indexes for this, guys, according to our one-dimensional list BOARD board? Okay, it will be 0, 1 and 2, right? For the first one, it will be 0, 1 and 2. Let us put that right over here, 0, 1, 2. What is the next one, guys? What is the next one? If you want to check up the indexes of this particular three spaces, the next rows, what will be the indexes, guys? What would be the indexes for the next three numbers, guys? According to our board. Again, reminding you guys, the board contains the numerical representation of this game board that we are currently having, which indicates at what particular position there is an X, at what particular position there is an O, at what particular position it is empty right now. Okay, so what about the next particular one, guys? It will be 3, 4, 5. Amazing unknown. Correct answer. So the next particular one will be 3, 4, 5, guys. What about the last one, guys? What about the last one? That will be 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. If the numbers present inside our board, okay, the board can be 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0, minus 1, 1, something, something. If the numbers present at these particular indexes on our board, on our list board, are the same, in that particular case, somebody has one, right? It shouldn't be 0. First of all, it shouldn't be 0. If it is 0, that means there is no X, there is no O. If it is 0 right over there, that means there is no X, there is no O. It is empty. Nobody has placed something right over there, guys. So first, it shouldn't be equal to 0. Second, if the numbers present at the index 0, 1 and 2 are the same, in that particular case, somebody has one. If the numbers present at the index 3, 4, 5, then somebody has one. If at the index 6, 7, 8, then somebody has one. Similar to that, can we do it for the columns as well, guys? Can we do the exact same thing for the columns as well? We want to find all the possible permutations and combinations in which somebody has one. The second one basically states that, okay, if this is our board, what about having columns like this? What will be the indexes for this? What will be the index for the first column, guys? Could you guys please let me know? What will be the indexes if I want to check for the first column if all of them are the same or not? What will be the indexes? Absolutely correct, Nina. 0, 3 and 6. Very good. Awesome, guys. Okay. 0, 3 and 6, guys. Similar to that, the next particular column will be 1, 5, 1, 5, 7. Right. And for the last column, it will be 2, okay, it is 4, sorry. 1, 4, 7, then 2, 5, 8. Right? So that will be for the columns, guys. Now, what about our diagonals? There are two diagonals as well that we need to check, right? There are two diagonals as well that we need to check. What about those indexes? What will be the number? What will be the indexes for our first diagonal, guys? What will be the indexes for our first diagonal? What about the first diagonal, guys? 0, 4, 8. Amazing. Okay. The first diagonal, it will be 0, 4, 8. For the second diagonal, you can write it as anything if you want. Okay. That is up to you guys. It will be 6, 4, 2. So that will give you guys a particular, all the permutations, all the possibilities if somebody has one. So what we need to do, we want to check in each of these particular smaller lists. We want to check if somebody has one or not. We want to check in each of these if somebody has one or not. Let us take the first particular example, guys, 0, 1, 2. Let us take up the first particular example. Let me just copy paste this. Control C, Control A, Control Delete, Control V. So inside of our list, okay, there's a board list, BOARD board. Inside of this list, we have some particular numbers. Let us take random numbers, guys. So 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma minus 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma minus 1. I think so. How many numbers? 1 2 3 4 5 6 4 5 6 7 and 8 9. Okay, so this is a random list that I've created, guys, which is a mathematical representation of a board where 1 denotes X and O denotes blank and your minus 1 denotes O. Okay, 1 denotes X, 0 denotes nothing is there, and your minus 1 denotes an O. If we mark it down, guys, if we mark it down, guys, okay, inside of our diagram, if we mark it down, so at the first particular position, we are having X, then nothing, then X, then you are having a 0 right over here, that is an O right over here, guys. Then you are having nothing, then again an X, then an O, and then an X right over here, and then nothing. This is the numerical representation of this particular board. We want to check if, first of all, the first thing that we want to check is that there should be no like X, or so it shouldn't be blank, guys. First we need to check that. So board, BOARD board, and then the first particular number, that is 0, should not be equal to 0, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Board, the number inside of our list board should not be equal to 0. That is the first thing that we need to check, guys. Then we need to check and, okay, and BOARD board present at 0 should be equal to board present at 1 and board present at 1 should be equal to BOARD board present at 2. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Board 0 should not be equal to 0. First of all, if somebody has 1, then all the 3 digits will be the same. Please try to understand this. Okay? First, we need to understand this, guys, that all the digits should be the same in that particular row. So if even one of them is 0, but if the value is equal to 0, then nobody has 1 because it's empty right now. We don't need to check it any further. And if it is not equal to 0, we just need to check whether all the 3 present in this small list, all the 3 indexes present in this small list have the same value inside of a list or not, guys. Please try to understand this. This is the most important part. The second most important part. The most important part is the AI. This is a logic on how to check if somebody has 1. Now, for this exact same reason, can we put all these small lists for all the rows, all the columns, all the diagonals? This we will call as the champion board, guys. CB or the champion board, which will contain all the indexes for all the permutation and combinations of who has 1. All the permutation and combination of who has 1. So we'll create a champions board, guys, first. Okay, that is CB. CB will be a list, a bigger list of these small lists, guys. For example, 0, 1, 2. Then you are having your 3, 4, 5. Then you are having your 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Dash, if you want to study basics of Python, you do it separately. My job right over here is to make you guys understand AI and do the project properly. Whatever new concepts are coming up, I'm teaching you guys right over here, right? If you still want to learn the basics of Python, I have created an entire 15 days pipelining for the same. I can provide you with that. You can learn Python from right over here. Focus upon the project, because learning a programming language is absolutely a waste of time. Actually, the projects are what is important, because the more the projects that you do, the more you understand. For example, you didn't know lists. Right now, you're using lists right over here without even knowing it. And you're able to understand what are indexes and everything. Now, you will spend one day learning about lists. Again, a complete waste of time. Practically, what you are able to learn and theoretically, what you are able to learn are two separate things. The more that you do practically, the more you will be able to learn Dash. Again, Dash, I have much more experience than you in this particular field, so I will know about it. If you are comfortable with the learning process, you are more than welcome to be here. If you are not comfortable, please leave. Nobody's keeping you bound right over here, guys. Okay, so like I said, guys, CB or the champion board will contains all the smaller lists right over here. Now, usually in a list, okay, usually in a list is a collection of elements, right? So there will be A, comma B, comma C, comma D, comma E. So each of these, this particular list that we have created right over here, each index contains one particular element, guys. Each index contains one particular element. In the above list CB, what is the first element, guys? Could you guys let me know? In the above list CB, guys, that is champions board, what's the first particular element, guys? Could you guys please let me know? What is the first particular element, guys? 1 comma 2 comma 1 0 comma 1 comma 2. The smaller list, guys, that is the first element. The second element is your 3 comma 4 comma 5, the smaller list, and so on and so forth. So if I'm writing CB and then 0, that is what is present at the 0th index, it is equal to 0 comma 1 comma 2, guys. So list can contain other lists inside of it as well. Lists can contain other data structures, other lists inside of it as well, guys. That is what we are doing right over here. Now, if the name of this particular list, if the name of this particular small list is CB0, if this is the name of the smaller list, guys, how can I access the first element out of it? If I want to access this one, how can I access that? Can somebody let me know? Think about it, guys. Think about it. How can I access this one, guys? Think about it. If the name of this particular list is champions board 0, then how can I access this particular one, guys? Please let me know. Think about it. How do we access elements from a list using its indexes? Here, the name of the list is something. So if we have got the name of the list, how can we access that particular? Very good, guys. Many of you guys are writing it absolutely clearly, guys. Amazing. Slicing is absolutely wrong. That is the reason why Dash I say that learn practically so that you are able to understand concepts practically on how to implement it in projects. This is what happens when you don't learn things properly, just like Dash. Okay, so right over here, guys, CB. That's the name. Again, guys, what is the name of the list? Just like board was the name of the list, guys. So here the name of the list is CB and then 0, guys. CB0. I want to access the element at the first index. So with the name of the list, another parenthesis and then 1. That is how you are able to access the value present at the first particular index of your smaller list. Are you guys able to understand this? CB0 is getting you this particular element, guys. This is the meaning of CB0. The 0th element from your list. The 0th element from your list, guys. And from that, you want to access the first particular element. That is how you can access multiple elements from the list. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Now, what is the length? Okay, so just like strings, right? Just like strings, what is the length of a particular list? That is the number of elements that are contained within the list. In strings, it was the number of characters that was present in the string, right? You guys remember length? We talked about length. You guys remember that length of a string? That was the number of characters present in the string. In the case of a list, it is the number of elements present in the list, guys. So how many elements are present in each of these smaller lists? Can you guys let me know? How many elements are present in each of these smaller lists, guys? Could you guys please let me know? 3, right? Every single one of them has only 3 elements present in the list. Now, what do we need to do? We need to take up each of these lists and check if in our board you are having the same values at these three positions or not. This correct formula that we created, first check whether they are not equal to 0, and then check if the values are all same or not. Let us try to do that now programmatically. Okay, this is how you actually think about a project, guys. You go step by step. You solve one problem, you go to the next problem statement. You go to the next problem statement, you again come up with a solution. Then again some problem will be having. Again you need to think about a new solution. That is how you go further with a project, guys. Okay, so let us do this. Let us remove everything from our screen right over here, and let us try to type it out once again. So what do we need to do right now? We need to go to the first particular like element. So let's do board, BOARD, board. At this particular index, guys, what will be the, how can I access this particular index, guys? What will be the particular code that I will have to write to access this particular index? Can somebody let me know? I want to access 0 from right over there. This is what I want to do. I want to check if board 0 is not equal to 0. I want to do this. How can I write it in terms of CB? How can I write it in terms of CB, guys? I want to write board 0 is not equal to 0. How can I write it in terms of CB? Please let me know. Write it completely, guys. Board, whatever CB term, not equal to 0. Write it completely. I want to see if you guys are able to grasp this or not. Very important. This is how you program properly. Board 00 is absolutely wrong, Soumya. Think about it. You want to write it in terms of CB. So what is the value? How can we get this 0? By writing CB and then 0, 0. That is how you basically represent 0 right over there. So what will you be doing? Put it inside a board. Board CB 0, 0 should not be equal to 0. Board CB 0, 0 should not be equal to 0. Simple. Step by step. Think about things that if you are not able to make the giant step further, step by step. Okay, how can I represent this 0 as? Okay, CB 0, 0. Okay, that is how we can represent it as. Okay, so let's replace 0 by this particular term. Similarly, and. Okay, similarly, we'll move further. And then the next particular thing that we want to represent is board 1 is equal to board 2. Right? Board 1 is equal to board 2. We want to write this. But we want to write this in terms of CB. How can we do that, guys? Please let me know. We want to write board 1 is equal to board 2. How can we write this in terms of CB, guys? Please let me know. How can we write this in terms of CB, guys? Please let me know. Sanjay, it is wrong. Think about it once again. We want to write this in terms of CB, guys. Please let me know. Think about it. How can we write it in terms of CB? Bhanvi, you are very close. Just the brackets, you have put it wrong. Lavya, CB is a two-dimensional list. You want to get access to this particular one and this particular two. Again, proximity has written it absolutely correct. Proximity, Bo, amazing, amazing task right over there. So, and board, then you want to replace 1 by the terms of CB. So, CB, from your first list, I want to get the first particular, from the 0th index, I want to get the first particular element. The element present at the first index. That is 1. Should be equal to BOARD, board, and then CB 0. That is again the first list of CB, the first smaller list of CB, and then the second, that is the element present at the second index, 0, 1 and 2. That is this particular element. That is how I am able to represent that. Guys, I cannot explain it again. I cannot explain it again. If you are not able to understand, rewind it and watch it again. It's a very big explanation. It will take the entire class to just explain it once again. We can't waste time like that. Okay, if you are not present in the class from the start, you have missed and you will not be able to understand it right now. You will have to watch the class from the starting itself. Only then you will be able to understand things. If you are coming late into the class, it's not my fault. If you're not paying attention in the class, that's not my fault. You have to understand things in one go. It's as simple as possible. You are basically being like, okay, if this is called as Batman, I want Batman, so I will put Batman at the place that I need it. As simple as that. Nothing too complicated about it. If I want to hear music, I can hear music using a headphone, then I will just wear it. That is what we are doing right over here. We have created CB. We have understood how to access data from CB, how to access each of these indexes. We have understood it. Now we are putting it inside of the formula that we created. So first checking it is 0, then checking if that the position 0, 1 and 2, everything is same or not. We're just replacing things right over here. In a similar manner, we also want to check, right, that board present at the index 0 should be equal to board present at the index 1. If the index present at 0, if the value present at the index 0 is equal to the value present at index 1, and the value present at index 1 is equal to the value present at index 2, that means 1 is equals to 2 is equals to 1, 0 is equals to 1 is equals to 2. If A is equals to B, B is equals to C, that means A is equals to B is equals to C. That is what we are doing right over here. If A is equals to B, B is equals to C, then A is equals to B is equals to C. That is what we are doing here. This is common sense, IQ basic. Nothing to complicate. This is not even related to programming. What was related to programming was to understand what is CB. That's it. It was all that was related to programming. Everything after that, you are just applying common sense. Writings are messy, can't understand it. Okay, what are the two English words that I'm using right over here on my entire screen? CB and board. No other word is there. And at the max, this and is there right over here. That's it. The only three English words that I'm using. Even if my handwriting is not legible, because my pad is not working properly, I can't do anything about that. Still, there are only three particular words on my screen. CB, board and. So even if you're not able to understand, you will be able to see that it is board, and CB written. Only three words are being used on my entire screen. Again, common sense, logic. Things cannot be always your way, right? If I'm trying my level best because the pad is actually not working properly, so this is the best that I can come up with. Okay. So how can we represent this, guys? Board at the index 0 is equals to board at the index 1. How can we represent that in terms of CB, guys? Can somebody let me know? How can we represent this in terms of CB, guys? Board at index 0 is equals to board at index 1. How can we represent that, guys? Could you guys please let me know? How can we represent that in terms of CB, guys? Please let me know. Exactly, Ayushi. Very good. Excellent work right over there. Board CB00 is equals to board CB01. Amazing, Ayushi. Amazing. See, slowly and slowly you guys are able to understand. You guys are able to take the first step right over here, guys. So it will be another and right over here, guys. And then board CB 0 and 0 should be equal to board CB 0 and 1. Now think about it, guys. Think about it. Can you guys create the exact same thing? Create this exact three layers for the second particular element, guys. You need to check for every single. See, each of these lists, each of these smaller lists in CB represents either all the rows if they are same, or all the columns they are same, or all the diagonals. So you want to check all these conditions. This is just checking the first condition for the first row. That's it. What we have written right over here, We are creating that particular for the very first condition. That is the first row the same. If all the elements in the first row are the same and they are not empty, that is all that we have checked right over here. We need to do the exact same thing for the second list, for the third list, for the fourth list, and there are going to be 8 lists such as that. 3 rows, 3 columns, and 2 diagonals. So 8 lists like that, we need to check it. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So what? Think about it. What particular thing can I change? What single digit can I change in this particular formula right now? What single digit can I change to go from the first list to the second list, guys? I want to go to the second list. What particular number can I change in this to just keep the entire formula the same? I just want to check the second row right now. The second row basically means the second list, right, guys? So what can I change right over here, guys? Think about it. Think about it. I want to go from CB0 to CB1. So I just need to change this particular number right over here, guys. This number. If I change this particular number right over here, I will be able to go from the 0th list to the first list. And I need to do the exact same thing right over there as well. I need to do the exact same calculation right over there. Whether all are zeros or not, all are same. Okay, somebody has 1. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. This is complicated. This is very complicated, guys, because I could have given you directly the formula and told you that you apply kar lo. This is how you basically run it. But that is not how you learn programming. You need to take it step by step, one at a time itself. Only then you will form logical thinking that, okay, how to solve problems. Coding is not about memorization of projects. That is not going to help you. Coding is about understanding how the project works, understanding how you can make that same project, understanding the logic behind it. And that logic, see, right now you don't even know what is two-dimensional list. You didn't know what is lists. You don't even know what is for loops, but you are going to learn it right now without even learning that. Just by doing the projects, you identified a problem right now that, okay, I need to iterate over CB. I need to iterate over CB. I need to go from the first list to the second list to the third list to the fourth list. And I want to check this. That is what you have learned right now. How can we do that? By changing the iterator. That is how we learn about for loops. We are going to learn about for loops right now. Okay. So what we will do is we are going to remove everything. Once again, I will go back to CB. Okay. First, can you guys let me know how many lists, how many smaller lists are present in CB, guys? Think about it. Again, logical thinking. How many smaller lists are present in CB, guys? Could you guys please let me know? 8, right? Why 8? Because 3 rows, 3 columns, and 2 diagonals. So there are going to be 8 elements in CB. There are going to be 8 elements in CB. So it will start from 0, that is the 0th index, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Sorry, not 8. Okay, because there are 8 elements, so 0 to 7 will be there. Now, once you've understood that, what we need to understand, we need to check the formula that we created for board not equal to 0, then board 1, 0 should be equal to board 1, then board 2 is equal to board 3, and so on and so forth. We need to do that for every single one of these lists. And to do that, we just need to change the first element, that is board, B-O-A-R-D, board, CB, 0. This particular place needs to be changed. First, it needs to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. This CB, this particular location needs to be changed so that we are able to check if on all these conditions, for every row, for every column, for every diagonal, has somebody 1 or not. Now to do this, what we're going to do is we are going to use a for loop. Okay. So we need to iterate. We need to change this. Let's assume this is a variable called as x, guys. Let's assume that at this particular location, there is a variable called as x. Okay. There's a variable called as x right over here, guys. Now this x right over here needs to take up first value 0, then value 1, then value 2, then value 3. Now to do this inside of Python, you have a very small code that can help you guys. For x in range 0, 8. For x in range 0, 8. Now what is, first let's try to understand what is this range 0, 8, guys. That is the first part. This range 0, 8 is going to create a list for you which will contain values from 0 till 8, not including 8. Please do understand this. Range 0, 8 is going to create a list for you from 0 till 8, not including 8. So you will start from 0, but it will go up till 8. You're not going to include 8 in this particular list. That is what this range creates. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what will x do? For every iteration on this for loop is going to contain some code inside of it. Okay. This for loop is going to contain some code inside of it, just like a loop. Okay. It is going to go inside of a loop itself. So up till the point, first x will take the first value from range, that is 0. The first value of x will be 0. Now x will be somewhere here. Inside of this code, there will be x. So the entire code will run with x is equals to 0. Once the entire code has run, then it will go back inside. So it will go through as x equals to 0. Then it will again come right over here. It will take up the second value from range, that is 1. Again, it will go back inside of the code. This time, x will have the value of 1. Again, it will come out after completing the code. It will take up the next particular value, that is 2. And so on and so forth up till all the values from the list, that is range, have been taken up. Once 7 has been taken up and the code has run, the loop will stop working. Because there is no more values, right? The values of range were from 0 to 7. There are no more values after that. So the loop will stop working right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Again, guys, this is Python. Python starts counting from 0. So the list made by a range will start from 0 to 7, guys. Okay. It will go into the code once. It will use 0. Then it will come out. Again, it will go inside. It will take 2, 1. Then it will go inside 2. Then 3. Then 4. Up till the point that it crossed 7, guys, right over there. Let us try to do this programmatically so that you guys are able to understand. The analyze board. We'll start writing our code. Okay. So we'll first create our CB, guys. We'll create our CB. Comma 1, comma 2, comma. So this is the rows we are creating. 3, comma 4, comma 5. Then we're going to have 6, comma 7, comma 8. Then we are going to have the columns right now, guys. So 0, comma 3, comma 6. Then we are going to have 1, comma 4, comma 7. And then we are going to have our 2, comma 5, comma 8. So all the columns are also done. Next, we need to create the two diagonals that are going to be there. So 0, comma 4, comma 8, if I'm not wrong. And then the last particular column, guys, sorry, the last particular diagonal, that is 2, comma 4, comma, and then 6. So that is the last diagonal right over here. So I've created CB, guys. We have created the CB list that contains all the rows, columns, and the diagonals that we need to check. Now we need to create the for loop to go over each of these iterations, to go over each of these lists, guys. There's 8 elements. That means 0 to 7. That will be the indexes, guys. Because again, Python indexes, counting starts from 0. So we are going to create we'll create one for I in range 0 comma 8. Okay, for I in range 0 comma 8, we are going to create. What do we need to check, guys? Now that is the major condition right over here. What do we need to check for every particular round like this? Okay, we need to check if in the case, somebody has won, then return who has won. That is what we want to check. So we need to put a if statement. What do we need to do? We want to check if somebody has won or not. And if somebody has won, then in that particular case, just give the answer who has won. Okay. So if in the case your board, that is the particular thing that we had created right over there, board CB I 0 is not equal to 0 and board CB I read wrong particular brackets 0 is equals to copy paste this. I don't want to write it again and again. Control C, Control V, I comma 1 and board CBI1 is equals to board CBI2. I will put this into brackets so that everything is a little bit more neater in comparison. Okay, so first we are checking if it is not equal to 0, only then we need to continue further. It should have an X or a O. It should not be empty. We are checking if the first particular element is equal to the second particular element and the second particular element is equals to the third particular element. In that particular case, only in that particular case, if all this is true, then return who has won. Okay, so who has won? So if all the three values are the same, think about it. How can I return who has won, guys? How can I give the answer who has won? By giving the value, that is either if X has won then 1, if O has won then 0, right? That is the only way if somebody has won, because we are checking if in the case that it's a draw, then we are not even checking that. So what can I return right over here to give me who has won, guys? Think about it. What can I return right over here to tell that who has won, guys? Think about it. Think about it, guys. Proximity Bo has given the exactly the correct answer. Who has won? If all the three values are same, then just returning this will give me who has won. Because this value will contain who has won, right? It will be either all ones or all minus ones. So just returning this will give me who has won. If after checking all the rows, all the columns, all the diagonals, this particular for loop is doing that. It is checking all the rows, all the columns, all the diagonals. If nobody has still won, guys, then this for loop will not return anything, right? If only in the case somebody has won, it will return something. So we will end the for loop, it will come out of it and will just return 0. That it basically means nobody has won up till this point of time, guys. Nobody has won up till this particular point of time. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. This is very important, guys. This is the foundation of the entire game. The entire foundation of the game. Everything after this, up till the AI is very simple. The AI is again going to get complicated because we are going to learn about a lot of different things right over there as well. That will be very complicated for us. Okay. Recursion methods and all this kind of stuff will come up for our AI. But right now, this is the most important thing up till this point of time, to understand who has won, because the entire game cannot function without it. You need to have a judge. Think about it as the judge. It is checking all the possible combinations to find out if somebody has won or not. If nobody has still win, then just return 0. If you're still not able to understand this after this particular class, rewatch the class once again. That will be my suggestion to you guys. After this class, rewatch the class once again to understand who has won or not. Give time to this, guys, because just doing the project is not just see. If you have the certificate, the interviewer is going to ask you for your project. If you give the project right over there, then he's going to ask you questions related to this. How did you create this analyze word function? How does this work? If you're not able to answer that, your certificate is also fake, you are also lying. That is what the interviewer thinks. And believe me for this fact, I've taken up more than 550 interviews for more than 15 different companies. Believe me for the fact, if you are not able to understand this, it's fine. Rewatch the video, try to understand it. It's just common sense. A little bit of programming and just common sense. That is how programmers work. One problem statement at a time, guys. Okay? Okay, great. So now that we have created our analyze mode function, this function is going to return back to us. Okay, so one proximity board, do we need to do type PyTorch or TensorFlow library? No. So like I've already told you guys, AI is a very broad field. One of the subtopics is machine learning. One of the subtopics of machine learning is deep learning. And deep learning utilizes TensorFlow and PyTorch. So if you are doing TensorFlow or PyTorch, that is basically what you are doing for deep learning, not for AI. This is what pure AI is. Pure AI is trying to come like code an algorithm. Somebody has told you the steps of min-max. Somebody has given you an algorithm how to code that. That is what AI is. Like I said, AI is very difficult to learn. Most people go into deep learning, machine learning. They say, I've learned AI. They are fools. This is what pure AI is. Pure programming. Okay. NumPy and pandas are just for data interpretation. It is not even related to AI. It is just for data interpretation, trying to understand tabular data and to work with number-based data itself. Again, like I said, all this are half-ass knowledge that you guys are having. You guys are right now learning pure AI that is there. And that is the reason why it is a little bit difficult than usual. Okay. No issues in that, guys. So analyze board, like we know, if we give them the current state of the board, it will return back to us if somebody has won or nobody has won up till this point of time. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. If somebody has won or if like nobody has won, that is what it will return back to us. So whatever it is returning back, let us save it somewhere. Whatever it is returning back to us, let us save it somewhere, right? So let us create a particular variable called as x, and let's save if somebody has won or not. Now if this x is equal to 0, that basically means nobody has won, right? Now the entire game is over, guys. We will code the entire game as well. Think about it in such a way. The entire game is over. If you are playing against the computer, the game is over. You are at the final state. If you are playing against your friend, the game is over. You are at the final state. This X right now contains your final answer. This X right now contains your final answer, guys. That who has won or is it a draw? So if the value of X is equals to 0, what does that mean, guys? If the value of X is equal to 0, what does that mean, guys? Please let me know. That means it's a draw. So just print it out first. Again, if you guys remember, even when the game ended, we printed the final state of the game first. And then we printed that it's a draw. So we are going to create another particular function right now. Const board. This const board function is going to take in our board. And it is going to print the entire board on the screen for us. So this function as well we are going to implement, in which every step of the game you will be able to see on your screen. If you give him the board list, it will print the particular board on your screen visually. So we'll do that particular function right now, guys. Print draw. In a similar manner, guys, if x is equals to -1, const board, we'll just copy this, try to write it again and again, and we'll print O layer O has 1. Shit. And if it is equal to 1, in that case, we'll print that x has 1. Okay, simple. Nothing too complicated about it, guys. Simple. Now we want to create this const board, guys. We want to create this const board. Okay, that is what we want to do right now. So we'll go back. We'll try to create the next particular function, guys. Def const board, which takes in the attribute board. Can you guys let me know what does const board does? What does const board do, guys? Can somebody let me know what does const board do? What does const board do, guys? Please let me know. It prints the current situation of the board, not the final result, guys. After every step, you want to use this function. Please do remember, this is reutilization of code. After every step, you want to see the current situation of the board. Then only you will be able to decide where to put your X or O, right? So const board will print the board for you, a visual representation of the board. Whether it be the final stage or within the game, that is up to us to decide. But it should just print the board for us, guys. Okay? So right over here, we'll do print current current state of the board. And we want some space as well. So we'll put a \n. So \n, what does it do, guys? It basically takes your cursor or your marker to the next line. Okay, so if you do print, okay, normally if you do print, let us go right over here. Print, this is hard. Print, this is hard because you are not trying hard enough to understand. Okay, if I'm having these two particular print statements, if I run this, as you're able to see, it is going to the next line, but I want to add some space in this. So if I put \n right over here, guys, and then rerun it, as you're able to see, now the space is also coming right over here, guys. It is also showing some space right over here. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. We want some spacing in our code, like in our output, guys. We want spacing as well. It should look fine. It should not look like clustered together always, guys. Okay, so that is the reason why we are using a \n right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, one more thing, guys. A great thing about this class is that I'm not going to share the code with you. Okay, I'm not going to share the code with you guys. If you want to create the project, you will have to listen to the class, understand it. The videos are available with lifetime access. You can see the videos, understand it from there, and then create the entire project on your own. That is the reason why I'm going through every single line of code explaining it. So if you want to do the project, you will have to put in a little bit efforts. I'm not going to share directly the code with you. Then what's the point? What's the point of having the entire bootcamp? It's then all a moo point, just like Joey says, right? It's all a moo point itself. So always remember, I'm just going to help you guys understand stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to play your own brains as well. Okay? After if we usually write elif, okay, no issues in that. So the reason why it is not compulsory. You can write else if as well. Else if or elif, you can write that as well. But what's the point of that? Is there any else statement after this? No, right? There's only three particular condition. If x equals to 0, then do this. If x equals to minus 1, do this. If x equals to 1, do this. You want to write else if you can. If you don't want to write that, you can still, like, see, usually I don't write a lot of code. I try to do it in as short as possible. That's the reason why. Okay. Okay. So I'll give you guys the attendance right now. Okay. I had a small assignment for you guys. I want you guys to figure out if we are having a board list, guys. This is your assignment for today's class. This is your assignment for today's class. Very small assignment, easy to do assignment as well. I'm not expecting the correct answer from you guys. Believe me, I'm not expecting the correct answer from you guys. I just want you guys to apply a little bit brain. If I'm giving you the board, that is a list of all the particular elements that are present. So all the x's and zeros, all the numerical list, that is the board list. How can you print a physical representation of that list? Whatever we have learned up till this point of time, you only need to utilize that to print it. It will not have anything new inside of it, guys. You have learned about for loops, you have learned about if else statements, you have learned about like comparison operators, you have learned about your backslash n, you have learned about strings. Using this particular knowledge, I want you guys to figure it out. Very small and very simple assignment. What should I write right over here to give me the output of a board? If I'm having a list of the element, that is list board itself, how can I show a physical representation of that? See, I'm going to code it tomorrow irrespective of anything. If you really want to learn Python programming, if you really want to grow only for those students, I'm asking them right now, do the small assignment. Try to do it. Take up a particular blank list, guys. Put 9 particular elements inside of it. Feed it into the particular thing that you're creating. You can do it from a mobile phone as well. Open up Collab on your mobile phone. Try it out. See if that prints out something for you or not. Try to do it, guys. And I'm pretty sure I want a physical representation of it. What do I mean by that? I'm putting in a numerical list. I want to see a proper x and 0 drawn, or leave the lines, just x, o, x, o, x, o, x, o, x in a format of a particular 3x3 cube. I want to see it printed on my screen, not the list. I don't want 0, 1, 2, 3 printed on my list, on my screen, guys. What I want is, I want x, o in a format of 3x3 cube that should be printed on my screen. That is what I want. And I'm telling you guys, whatever you have learned until this particular point of time, you just need to utilize that to do it. Nothing new. Try to do it. I'm very sure you will be able to understand a lot of new things as well. The more that you do it on your own, the more you will be able to understand, guys. Try it out. See, I'm not telling you guys that you have to be right. I'm going to teach you guys tomorrow. So you don't have to worry about that. Give 10, 15, 20 minutes. Try it out. What is the biggest harm that can happen in your life? Right? What's the biggest harm that will happen in your life? Nothing will happen. Try it out then. That will be my suggestion, guys. Again, it is up to you guys. If you want to like work upon my suggestion, if you don't want, that is also up to you. I'm never going to force you guys to do anything. Okay. Try it out once. Okay. Okay, guys. For those guys who had applied for the campus ambassador positions, we are facing a lot of issues reaching out to you guys because it is taking a lot of time from our end, guys. So I told you guys in the next 3 days we'll be reaching out to you, but it might take us 10 days as well to reach out to you. I'm very sorry for that, but luckily enough, the response was very big because both the boot camps we have got somewhere around 3,000 students. 3,000 students who had applied as a campus ambassador. And DevTown is a non-profit organization. We have just 3 volunteers who are reaching out to everybody. So we are trying our level best, guys, right now, that we are able to reach out to you guys as soon as possible. It might take us 10 more days, guys, to do it. I'm pretty sure I will try my level best so that we are able to reach out to you guys and give you guys the first task. Okay. Again, guys, we are going to continue further with the bootcamp, guys. The bootcamp is not going to stop. Okay, we are going to continue further with the bootcamp. It is not 7 days. It will take us 9 or 10 days to complete the boot camp itself. So it is not the last day of the boot camp. It's going to take us up till 10 days, I think. So the boot camp will go on because a lot needs to be covered up till this point of time. Okay. So right now I'm going to give you guys the attendance sheet. Please start marking your attendance right now. The attendance link is in the live chat, guys. Please start marking up your attendance. The attendance is in the live chat, guys. Please start marking up your attendance. We'll meet in tomorrow's class, guys. Please do try to complete your assignment and we'll continue from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.